chosen one. Heaven has summoned you to this moment. You are not here because of chance, nor did your feet stumble upon this message by coincidence. This is a divine orchestration. Your presence in this very moment is evidence that the eternal has interrupted the natural. You have been called not casually, but prophetically, into a season of awakening. Listen not with your ears alone, but with your spirit. Something sacred is shifting. The ground beneath your life is no longer familiar. The atmosphere is not what it was yesterday. You may feel it a strange stirring in your chest, like the wind rising before a storm. Except this storm brings birth, not destruction. The heavens are not silent. The heavens are roaring on your behalf. You were summoned not to observe, but to arise. There is a vibration in the unseen realm. Angels have been dispatched. Scrolls in heaven are being unsealed with your name on them. You are standing at the threshold of an open gate, and the voice of the Most High is thundering through your soul. Pay attention. I am turning the page of your story. You were forged for this very season. The sleepless nights, the unanswered questions, the closed doors, they were not wasted. They were the chisels of heaven, shaping you for a glory you haven't fully seen yet. You have endured the silence that breaks lesser spirits. You have walked through storms that were meant to scatter you, but instead they have marked you. You didn't break, you bowed. And because you bowed now, you will rise. Can you feel it? The pull in your spirit that refuses to settle. That unshakable whisper saying there is more, that is heaven's frequency. And right now, your spirit is tuning in. The world may have overlooked you. People may have forgotten you. But the throne room has not. Every seed you sowed in tears has reached maturity. Every time you praised God with an aching heart, the incense reached his altar. And now the scales are tipping. The winds are shifting. The Lion of Judah is walking toward you with fire in his eyes and breakthrough in his breath. This is not motivational fluff. This is not shallow encouragement. This is a summons. The same God who declared in Habakkuk 2 through Walker, "Though the vision tarries, wait for it will surely come," is now sounding the trumpet over your life. You are in your Kairos moment, heaven's appointed time colliding with earth's expectation. This is your intersection of obedience and outpouring. The weight you felt lately has not been resistance. It's been readiness. The pressure isn't a punishment, it's preparation. The tension isn't confusion, it's the tremor that comes just before the ground breaks open. You are not late. You are not lost. You are precisely where the sovereign hand of God needs you to be. So breathe. Breathe in this sacred truth. You were born for such a time as this. You are not an afterthought. You are not insignificant. You are not too old, too broken, too far gone. Heaven has never needed perfection, only willingness. And you, anointed one, have shown heaven that you are willing to walk even when the road disappears beneath your feet. That kind of faith has been recorded. That kind of trust has been honored. That kind of endurance is why you are now being positioned to receive. There is a transfer taking place, an invisible handing over of spiritual keys. The doors you've knocked on in tears are about to open in quiet reverence. Not because you forced them, but because your spirit aligned with heaven's design. You have been recalibrated, and the atmosphere knows it. Do not look to your left or your right. Do not compare your pace to others. This shift is unique. It is tailored. It is holy. You are not merely entering a new chapter. You are stepping into a new assignment. What once defined you no longer fits. The armor you wore in past battles has become too small because your capacity has grown. You have been enlarged. God is not asking you to try harder. He is inviting you to walk deeper, deeper into identity, deeper into clarity, deeper into divine timing. The same hands that held you in your breaking are now lifting you into your building. The oil that crushed you in the pressing is now flowing from your words, your presence, your obedience. Chosen one, this is not about status. This is about stewardship. You are not being elevated for applause, you are being activated for purpose. The world needs what you carry. The earth is groaning for the revelation of sons and daughters who know who they are and whose they are. And you have been summoned. Now listen closely. The billionaire shift is not about money. It is about mandate. It is about the flow of divine abundance into the hands of those who understand the weight of legacy. You are not being positioned to take. You are being prepared to pour, to build, to restore, to carry the glory of God in a world starving for truth and light. Everything around you is aligning. The wind is blowing from the direction of promise. The seeds you thought had died are breaking open underground. The soil is trembling. Heaven is watering what you've planted in the unseen. Don't rush. Don't panic. Don't retreat. Stand still and know you are on holy ground. And now, chosen one, now that your spirit is alert and your heart is awake, we must go deeper. For before heaven moves around you, it always moves within you. And what comes next will shake loose everything you thought was settled, because heaven is no longer waiting to rise in you. It already has. The shift has begun inside you. Long before the doors swing open, before resources pour in, before others recognize what God has placed on your life, He begins the transformation in secret. Chosen one, heaven, always moves inward before it moves outward. What you've been sensing lately, the stirring, the pressure, the restlessness, is the mark of divine construction. God is building something new, not on top of the old, but from the foundation up. You may feel as if you are unraveling. Things that once made sense now feel foreign. Conversations that used to fill you now leave you empty. Habits that once comforted you suddenly feel like chains. That's not confusion. That's divine alignment. God is stripping away everything in you that cannot carry the weight of what's coming. You're not falling apart, you're falling into place. This is the internal recalibration of a chosen vessel. God is not patching over cracks, He is laying new ground. You are becoming new from the inside out. Just as a caterpillar must dissolve in the cocoon before it takes flight, your old identity is being dissolved in the presence of God. The version of you that survived can't be the same version that builds. The one who endured must now become the one who leads. Heaven is not just delivering blessings. It is delivering clarity. And clarity is sometimes uncomfortable. When God begins to rewire your thinking, He exposes the patterns that held you small. You are being freed from the belief that you must beg for what you already carry, that you must earn what grace has already written over your name. You are not hustling for identity, you are awakening to it. You were never meant to shrink to fit. You were never created to camouflage your light so others could shine. You have been stretched in this season not because you were being punished, but because heaven was enlarging your capacity. The crushing you felt was the oil being released. The isolation you endured was the stillness required for revelation. Listen with your spirit, God is giving you new lenses. You're seeing yourself differently now, not as someone struggling to get ahead, but as someone summoned to carry weight. You're no longer looking at closed doors as rejection, you're seeing them as redirection. You're no longer seeing delays as failure, you're recognizing them as refinement. Heaven is changing your posture. Where you once asked, "Why me now?" your soul whispers, "Of course me." Because the evidence is written all over your survival. The anointing on your life is not light, it's heavy. It's designed to move things, to shift spaces, to rebuild broken systems. And that kind of calling requires deep internal excavation. God is clearing out the clutter, the noise, the lies you agreed with when you were tired, when you were worn, when you didn't know better. He is silencing the inner critic that echoes from old wounds. The words spoken over you in moments of pain are being broken in this moment. You are not unworthy. You are not too late. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are being aligned. Metaphorically, it's as though heaven has taken a chisel to your soul, not to wound you, but to carve you into the shape of your purpose. Sculptors do not strike marble for fun, and they strike to reveal the masterpiece buried within. Every loss, every disappointment, every moment you questioned your worth has been a chisel in the hand of the master. And now the outline is beginning to show. This is the sacred labor of inner elevation, the place where your prayers shift from pleading to presence, where your faith moves from theory to embodiment, where you don't just believe the promise, you become the promise. God is not just giving you a new season, He is giving you a new spirit for the season. Pay attention to the thoughts rising in your mind. They are not random. They are evidence that your programming is shifting. You're beginning to expect differently, pray differently, see differently. You're moving from survival mode to builder mode, from reaction to revelation, from noise to knowing. It's subtle but powerful. Like roots growing deep underground, the work being done in secret will eventually support what is seen in public. But God will never build high where the foundation is weak. So He strengthens you in silence, in hiddenness, in stillness. That's where the greatest warriors are forged, not in applause, but in anonymity. This is why the quiet season felt so heavy. You thought nothing was happening, but in truth, everything was. Anointed One, heaven is breathing on your inner life, because what you're about to carry cannot rest on shallow soil. You are being prepared for supernatural stewardship. And stewardship requires discernment, integrity, endurance, and spiritual stamina. These traits are not developed in ease, but in fire. You've walked through fire, and now the gold is rising to the surface. This is the moment where your internal world catches fire, not with panic, but with purpose. You are learning to trust the silence, to bless the stretching, to love the unseen preparation. Because soon what was happening inside will begin to manifest outside. And when it does, it will not surprise you, because your spirit will already be ready. This is what it means to carry divine wealth, not just to hold it, but to steward it with authority, humility, and clarity. Chosen One, the billionaire shift unfolding in your life is not about extravagance, it is about alignment. Heaven is not preparing you for a lifestyle. Heaven is preparing you for a legacy. You were never meant to chase riches. You were designed to receive kingdom resources, to fulfill kingdom assignments. And yet, this shift will be undeniable. When heaven begins to release, it doesn't trickle, it pours. But it never pours where there is no structure. It pours where there is capacity, where there is character, and where there is alignment. This is why the inner transformation came first. Because God will not pour abundance into a broken vessel. He will not release overflow into a soul that still believes it must prove its worth. You are not earning this shift, you are embodying it. Let it settle deep. Divine wealth begins with divine identity. When you know who you are, you no longer grab, you carry. You no longer beg, you command. You no longer hoard, you release. This is the posture of kingdom wealth. The world measures riches by numbers, but in the courts of heaven, wealth is measured by impact. You were never called to be rich for appearance. You were called to be trusted for assignment. This is why the oil of your suffering is so valuable. Because it created space for wisdom. It forged in you a depth that shallow wealth could never reach. Chosen one, you are not just receiving for yourself. You are becoming a conduit. What flows to you is meant to flow through you. God is building rivers, not dams. He is raising up builders, not collectors. The land you will touch, the people you will serve, the systems you will rebuild. That is what this shift is about. There will be resources, yes. There will be opportunities, yes. But they are tools in your hand, not trophies on your shelf. Heaven is not elevating you to be admired. Heaven is elevating you to be effective. And so, as this billionaire shift begins to materialize, expect divine alignment to touch every corner of your life. Expect unexpected emails. Expect doors you stopped knocking on to swing open with favor. Expect old no's to turn into sudden yeses without your striving. Expect whispers from heaven in the form of strategies, blueprints, and divine timing. This is not fantasy. This is the law of divine release. The earth must respond to what heaven has already declared. When God authorizes a shift, the natural bends to the supernatural. People will call it luck. They will call it coincidence. But you will know it was appointment. Let this settle in your soul. You are not chasing a title. You are carrying a mantle. And that mantle has weight. It cannot be worn casually. It demands reverence, integrity, and discipline. The same grace that lifts you must be met with the same posture that sustains you. That is why you've been tested. That is why your motives have been purified. That is why heaven has watched how you handled scarcity, because now you are about to be trusted with abundance. There is a moment when heaven's hand presses down not to suppress, but to seal. To seal the work done in private before the release happens in public. That moment is upon you. You are being sealed for service, anointed for impact, appointed for influence. What's coming next will carry your fingerprints, but heaven's blueprint. You will walk into rooms you never applied for, sit at tables you never asked for, speak into lives you never thought would listen. Because when God speaks through someone who knows the weight of obedience, the world leans in. You have become that vessel. Your words will carry strategy. Your presence will shift atmospheres. Your vision will unlock solutions. People will begin to recognize the grace on you even if they cannot explain it. They will say, "There's something about you," and they won't be wrong. That something is the evidence of heaven's assignment. Chosen one, understand this. You are not stepping into a bigger income. You are stepping into a broader impact. God is trusting you with the capacity to transform environments. He is placing you where your obedience can unlock breakthrough for others. You are not just rising, you are being positioned as a lighthouse in a dark world. And yes, the resources are coming. But they are coming because you've proven you won't build a throne for yourself. You will build an altar. You will build a shelter. You will build systems that make way for others to rise. This is the nature of true wealth. It multiplies. It multiplies healing, multiplies opportunity, multiplies freedom. And it flows through those who have learned to carry both the burden and the blessing with the same faith. So receive this. Now God is not just blessing you, He is entrusting you. The doors opening before you are not merely rewards, they are assignments. And with every door, you will find new authority, new vision, new responsibility, and you will carry them with the strength heaven has forged in you. The shift is here, not for vanity, not for status, but for legacy. And now, as the river begins to rise around your feet and the evidence begins to manifest, prepare your spirit. Because to carry this level of favor, heaven must also make room through separation. Everything that is not aligned with what you're becoming will be moved, and what stays will be sealed by God Himself. The next move is not about addition, it's about precision. And it begins now. The moment you said yes to the shift, everything not aligned with your next level began to loosen its grip. Chosen one, divine elevation always demands divine separation. When heaven moves, it does not negotiate with attachments. It releases what no longer serves the vision. It breaks what no longer fits the vessel. And though it may feel like loss, it is sacred pruning. You may have already noticed it, the relationships that feel quieter, the rooms that feel smaller, the rhythms that no longer feed your soul. It's not your imagination. It's heaven pulling you out of the old mold. The vibration of your spirit is rising, and anything that can't rise with it must fall away. This is not rejection. It is preservation. God is not being harsh. He is being holy. You prayed for breakthrough, and breakthrough comes with boundaries. You asked for overflow, and overflow demands order. What once gave you comfort now agitates you. What once satisfied you now stirs up longing, because the old can't hold the new. And the new doesn't ask permission from the past. Listen closely, you are being moved, not misplaced. You are being emptied, not erased. The empty spaces are not evidence of abandonment, they are altars being cleared for heaven's fire to fall. What feels like subtraction is divine subtraction. And subtraction in the hands of God is always preparation for multiplication. Metaphorically, it is as though God has pressed His thumb into the clay of your life and reshaped the contours. The edges are changing. The purpose is deepening. The handle being formed is not just for pouring it, is for carrying weight. And not everyone can handle the new shape. That is why some things fall off during the forming. Let them. You are not being asked to fight for what is fading. You are being asked to trust what is forming. The connections that disappear are making space for the alignments you prayed for. The doors that slam are redirecting you to the gates that were sealed just for your touch. The opportunities that pass are not missed, they were misaligned. Grieve if you must, but do not return. Because what's ahead requires your full focus. This is the part of the shift no one celebrates. The wilderness between identity and assignment. The silence between obedience and open doors. The tension of becoming. But tension is not a sign of failure. It is the sound of the old cracking under the weight of the emerging you. Chosen one, do not confuse warfare with warfare. Some resistance is not from the enemy, it's from heaven. God is resisting the temptation in you to shrink back. He is interrupting the patterns that used to seduce you. He is breaking the need for validation in spaces that never valued you. Because He's about to send you into rooms where your presence will shift atmospheres, not because of who you're connected to on earth, but because of who's been speaking your name in heaven. And those rooms require courage. The kind of courage that lets go with open hands and open heart. The kind that says, I don't understand it, but I trust it. The kind that walks away from the familiar with tears in its eyes, but fire in its bones. This is what it means to be chosen. It's not all crowns and blessings. It's refinement. It's wilderness before wonder. It's solitude before stewardship. It's letting go before taking hold. You are walking through the narrow gate now, and only your spirit can pass through. The baggage must stay behind. The people who could only handle your former version cannot walk with the upgraded you. They loved who you were. They may not recognize who you're becoming. That is not your burden to fix. You were never called to carry the expectations of those who wanted you to stay small. You were called to carry the oil, and oil can't flow through clogged pipes. So heaven is clearing the path, removing the clutter, exposing the weights you were never meant to bear. Yes, it stings. Yes, it's lonely. But hear this, you are not alone, you are set apart. God isolates before He elevates. He silences the noise so you can hear the whisper. He pulls you away from the crowd so you can hear your calling again. And that calling is getting louder now. It's not a suggestion, it's a summons. A summons to rise into full stature. To walk into rooms with the knowing that you didn't arrive by luck, you arrived by divine appointment. This is why your tolerance is shifting. This is why your spirit flinches at distraction. This is why your heart is becoming less impressed with noise and more drawn to truth. You are being tuned to heaven's frequency, and everything that plays a different song is being silenced. It's not personal, it's prophetic. Chosen one, this billionaire shift isn't just abundance. It is assignment. And assignment brings alignment, and alignment brings rearrangement. The old systems, the old friendships, the old habits, they were scaffolding for a season. But the building is now strong enough to stand without them. So breathe. Bless the spaces you're leaving. Honor what brought you here. But do not look back. You are not being emptied for nothing. You are being cleared to carry something greater, something generational, something holy. And now, with hands lighter and vision clearer, you are ready. Because what comes next is not internal preparation. It is external confirmation. And the weight you've been carrying will soon match the doors swinging open before you. You are not being separated to suffer. You are being separated to be seen. The stillness has passed. The inner ground has been cleared. The separation is complete. And now, chosen one, the sound you hear in your spirit is the sound of manifestation. Not theory, not promise. Reality. You are no longer preparing for the shift, you are standing inside it. What once felt like distant prophecy is now taking shape in your surroundings. The things that only your spirit could sense are becoming visible to your eyes. Circumstances are bending toward you. Conversations are shifting around you. Opportunities are gravitating to your presence, not because you pursued them, but because heaven has announced your arrival. This is the law of divine timing. What was hidden is now being revealed. You'll begin to notice it in the smallest details. Divine nudges that become open doors. Quickened thoughts that unlock full blueprints. Strangers whose words confirm what God whispered in the secret place. Emails you didn't expect. Phone calls you didn't schedule. Resources that find you when you stopped searching. The natural is bowing to the supernatural because the time has come for what's inside of you to be recognized outside of you. You are no longer just being prepared, you are being presented. Do not be surprised when doors open without effort. You've already paid the price in obedience. Do not be shocked when influence arrives quietly and settles on your shoulders like a mantle. You've already been stretched in the hidden places. What others call overnight success is simply heaven's acceleration. The wait was never punishment, it was precision. This is the manifestation season. But manifestation is not just about favor, it is about function. God is not elevating you to be impressive. He is positioning you to be effective. The wealth, the wisdom, the relationships, the clarity. These are not prizes. They are tools. And in your hands, heaven trusts they will be used with honor. Because you carry the weight of what you've walked through. You know what it means to pray in silence and believe in drought. You've tasted hunger not just for provision, but for purpose. That hunger is holy. It has kept your posture low and your spirit alert. That is why heaven can now trust you with what others would mishandle. Your discernment is sharp. Your vision is clear. Your voice carries oil now. And as you begin to move in rooms of power and speak into spaces of influence, you will feel the full confirmation of what your spirit has carried for years. You were made for this. The places you once disqualified yourself from are now requesting your presence. The tables you once felt unworthy to sit at are now incomplete without your voice. You're not there to impress. You're there to release. Heaven's language will flow through you in strategies, in solutions, in sacred conversations that shift people without performance. You are not walking in self-made confidence. You are walking in heaven-born authority. And authority doesn't explain itself, it just stands. So stand tall, speak with weight, move with wisdom. What you say now carries consequence because it is backed by God. Your name is being whispered in rooms you haven't entered yet, not by people, but by purpose itself. This is how divine placement works. The appointments on your calendar will start to look like prophecy fulfilled. The ideas flowing through your mind will carry the fragrance of heaven. The interruptions in your day will prove to be open doors in disguise. Stay sensitive. Stay tuned. The flow of supernatural alignment is not random. It is rhythmic. And you are in rhythm now. You'll know it when you feel peace where you once felt panic. When decisions come with ease. When your no is firm and your yes is sacred. When you walk away from offers that once dazzled you because you recognize they don't match your assignment. That's not arrogance. That's authority refined in fire. You're not the same. This version of you doesn't chase approval. It chases alignment. It doesn't cling to crumbs, it builds the table. It doesn't need loud affirmation, it carries quiet certainty. You are no longer driven by fear of lack. You are led by vision and legacy. And heaven is matching your posture with provision. Yes, the finances will come. Yes, the favor will flow. But they will come without striving. They will meet you at the place of purpose. They will be magnetized to your obedience. Because obedience is the new currency in this next dimension. When heaven finds a surrendered vessel, nothing is withheld. Chosen one, this is your reality now. You are living inside answered prayer. Don't wait for applause to confirm it. Don't look for signs in the sky. Look at the ground beneath your feet. It is growing what you planted in faith. Look at the air around you. It carries the scent of harvest. Look at your hands. They are not empty. They are ready. So build. With boldness, not fear. With clarity, not confusion. With strategy, not striving. Heaven is releasing blueprints to your spirit, downloaded at midnight, sparked during prayer, whispered in worship. Catch them. Write them. Move with them. This is not the time to second guess. It is the time to walk in full stature. You've survived the inner pruning. You've passed the test of hiddenness. You've released what could not follow. And now you emerge. Not timid, transformed. And as you move forward in this billionaire shift, remember, the glory is God's, the stewardship is yours, and the fruit will be undeniable. Everything has changed. Because you have changed. And the earth is about to witness what heaven has already sealed.